Hey guys, what's going on? Adam from CA Exotics. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, please do me that massive favour. I always ask of you, please smash that subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment and ting that notification bell so you don't get to miss a future upload. So guys, in today's video we're going to take a look at clutch number 2. Now that was the pastel butter bred to a pastel calico. Now you all know I love the calico gene. I think there's so much more that we can do with it, and the idea here was to sort of create a super pastel butter calico, hopefully a female, to hold back and really push my calico projects, down the road to new heights. I wanted to see how bright the snake would be. I'm a massive fan of the bright side. I can appreciate the dark side a whole lot, but I'm definitely more a fan of the brighter stuff, and I really wanted to see how bright a snake could be using that pairing, and I think I hit what I wanted to hit, which you'll see in a second. So guys, it's not always that easy to ID snakes. I get a lot of people messaging me to help them with identifications, and in turn I message a lot of people to help me as well, because no matter how long you've been doing this hobby, how long you've been looking at baby snakes and cutting eggs, especially if you're working with new genes, trying to establish if a certain gene's there, or trying to work out whether one gene is completely washed away by another gene, so is it even there, and looking for telltale signs and little subtle differences. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's a fantastic thing to do at the same time. It keeps the brain ticking. So thank you to anyone that's helped me ID babies, and guys, if you want me to help you, I will do my utmost to help. If you've got any babies that you're quite struggling with, do send me your pictures in. I really don't mind. So in this video guys, we're actually going to do a cleanup video. So we're going to take the babies out of the sort of egg box, and we're going to put them in a nice little bath, get all that vermiculite off them, put them all into a hatchling tub and see if we can have a go at IDing them. Now there are some fantastic babies in there, and like I said, I'm sure I know I've hit what I wanted to hit, which was the super pastel butter calico. Don't know if it's male or female yet. If it's a male, it will be available because I don't need it in a male. If it's a female, not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. And I'll also update you on clutch number 1, the 2 babies that survived from that clutch. We had 2 little babies that were doing great, so I'll update you on those as well. So guys, kick back, relax, enjoy the video, and I'll catch up with you soon. Okay guys, so this is clutch number 2, the cleanup video. We got some awesome results. So we're going to just take them out of the egg box one by one. Put them in the water, just get this vermiculite off them. Now this is nice lukewarm water, so they're going to have a little swim, and then we'll go through what we think we've got once they've all had a little bath and they're all nice and clean. Because from here they're going to go into a hatchling tub all together until they shed, and then they will be separated into their own tubs. And these will be the first occupants of my new hatchling rack. So really excited about that one, to show you that. So let's give them all a nice quick swim. So this was the pastel butter female, and she was bred to the pastel calico. Love the calico gene, as you guys know. So I really want to sort of further the calico project here at TA. I'm dropping everything here, excuse me. So yeah, some really pretty babies. Now if you follow me on Instagram, you'd have seen a post I made regarding one of the babies. Get this camera angle right guys. There we go. One of the babies I thought had a twin. Now this is the baby here. As you can see, it's really relatively quite small compared to its clutch mates, but other than that, in sort of perfect sort of health, as it were. Now its head, and I'll try and put a picture up so you guys can see, but its head was sort of stuck in something and it wasn't coming out. And I sort of thought to myself, what's that? So I investigated a bit further and saw its head embedded in what appears to be the remains of a twin.
Now this bit of what should we call it, mush, we call it mush, had some organs in it, and it had some sort of other structures that resembled body parts. So that's the conclusion I made, that it had a twin, you know, which is why it's so much smaller as well, because it was sharing an egg. So we're going to give these a quick bath, guys, just get the vermiculite off, and then we're put them in a hatching tub, which I'm doing right now, and then we will sort of have a go at identifying them. Some of these obviously are going into shed now, they're going quite blue, so we might have to wait for some of them to be able to tell exactly what they are. But this is the first time I've actually worked with the butter gene, as in producing. A beautiful gene, absolutely stunning. Another one of those underrated genes that you know, so much more could be done with it, and people are sort of choosing not to really, or sort of thinking it's not a very good gene to work with, or it's you know, too much of a base gene, and they want to work with something else. But some of these animals are absolutely incredible, including this one here. But we'll talk about it in a bit more detail once they're in a hatching tub. So there we have it, guys. They've all had a bath, they're all clean. All the vermiculite is off them, well, for the most part anyway. I think I can see one with a tiny little bit on its nose, but I'll get that off shortly. As I said, guys, it's the pastel butter to the pastel calico. So let's take a look at what I think we have. Again, you know, when you're working with a gene that you haven't quite worked with before, it's not as easy as it may sound, even when you're working with sort of low-end single gene stuff. But we'll have a go anyway. So right off the bat here is this one here, and this is just a simple pastel. I originally thought it was a pastel calico, but I don't. I've hatched calicos before, and I don't think that's calico at all. So I think we just have a nice looking pastel who is deep in shed. Stunning nonetheless. I said it before, I love hatching you know, ball pythons, no matter what they are, as long as they're happy and healthy, which these seem to be so far anyway. So a pastel there. I'm going to put them into another tub for a minute, just so I don't get confused of what I've sort of spoken about and what I haven't, because I've just woken up from a night shift and I talk all sorts of crazy. Okay, let's go for this one here. So this one here, I believe, if the camera will focus, I believe to be a pastel butter calico. Really strong whites up the side, lots of blushing here, and this camera really isn't doing its job. There you go. So yeah, that is what I believe to be a pastel butter calico. Really vibrant colours, and this camera is not doing it justice whatsoever, and that's always a shame when that happens, but it is what it is. So absolutely gorgeous. Love the pattern on the back, love the unbroken alien heads. If you notice that, you know, they're pretty much all solid and there's no breaks in them at all, which is really nice. So a pastel butter calico. So guys, this one I think is just a pastel butter. It could just be a butter, really nice butter. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, it is a gene that I've not actually worked with before and not hatched. But I pretty much think that is a pastel butter. Really looking at it a bit closely, it hasn't quite got the same blushing as the last one. So I'm confident that there's no calico in there. Sort of the whites up the side are the sort of normal whites you'd expect to see in this combo anyway. So I'm saying that one at the moment is a pastel butter, or maybe just a really nice butter. We'll wait for it to shed because it has dulled out quite a bit, so we'll wait for that shed, and then we'll be able to tell with a bit more clarity what we have here. So guys, this one is again a pastel butter calico, and the reason I can tell that is just the saddles down the side are just so white, and that's coming out from the calico. Obviously normally a lot of calico stuff, when they're hatched, they're sort of orange, like already burnt orange, and then they go white over time, but I've hatched many calico stuff where, you know, there's white there straight away, and those whites will only get whiter over the years. So that one I'm pretty sure is a pastel butter calico also. Absolutely stunning. Such a simple combination, but I mean, it's such a vibrant animal. I love these patterns. Again, unbroken alien heads and saddles all the way down the entire body, which is what I really like, and I've really noticed that on all of these babies, so that's really cool. That's a really cool thing to see. But yeah, a pastel butter calico, and obviously I'll update you once they have shed, and we sex them and we separate them into their own tubs. Obviously then I can sort of take inquiries about some of these babies that you guys might be interested in, but just look at that absolutely awesome pattern. Absolutely stunning, and it's so nice to see these animals happy and healthy after clutch number 1, which I'll show you after these as well. So guys, this is the one I was talking about earlier. This is the really tiny hatchling. This is the one that had the twin in the egg, but obviously the twin didn't fully form, and obviously didn't make it. This one did. Good job that we cut eggs, guys, because had I not cut that egg, this one would not have pipped, because I mean, I didn't get any footage at the time because I was just so worried about, you know, what the hell I was looking at and saving this baby. But its head was literally embedded in, shall we call, the fetus of the other baby, and it was stuck, so it couldn't move its head forward, it couldn't move its head back. So therefore this snake would have died had I had left it in the egg to pip naturally. It would never have pipped because it could never reach the actual surface of the egg, the shell of the egg, to actually break through. So it just goes to show that cutting ball python eggs has its advantages. I know a lot of people don't like it, but that's just proof in the pudding. Look how cute that little baby is. Look how defenseless it is. Why would it be fair to run the risk of that dying for no reason whatsoever? I mean, yes, you know, we all cut eggs because we want to see what's inside, because we're impatient. But really, the main reason, especially for me, guys, and no BS here, is for reasons just like that. And how you know that that's sort of true in what I'm saying is because I don't work with the most expensive, most ridiculous genes on the planet. I work with very basic stuff, so I know what's going to be in the egg. I know there's only certain possibilities. I know it's nothing going to be worth thousands and thousands of pounds. So, you know, I do it for the right reasons, or I like to think I do anyway. You know, but this baby would not have made it had I not have intervened. So the proof's in the pudding. But yeah, going off topic. So this one here, I believe is a maybe a butter calico. I don't know. There's pastel in it. It looks like it could be, but this is very dark now. They have been at the egg for, you know, a good few days now, and they are starting to go into blue. But again, if you notice, you know, really unbroken pattern, no sort of, you know, holes in the alien heads. It's all quite solid, which is absolutely fantastic. Really nice to see. Calico, I'm not sure. There's lots of blushing there, but I'm not sure whether that's just blushing from, you know, the combination of the pastel and the butter, or that's the calico influence. I'm really not sure on this one, because it has sort of darkened up so much. So we'll have to wait and see how this one goes, and hopefully, although it's a lot smaller, hopefully, you know, there's no problems and this little one thrives. So guys, this is one of the babies from clutch number 1. If you remember, that's the clutch that I had the really badly kinked sort of coral glow combos. This is one of the babies that did survive and is doing absolutely fantastic. He's had his first shed, so the colours are true on this little baby. It's either, and I say either because I've not actually produced it before, so the pairing on this one was the cinnamon female, and she was paired to both the banana fire bee and the coral glow black pastel vanilla. Now there's only 2 options this baby could be, and unfortunately I'm not 100% sure yet. I've got to send some pictures off. This is either just a straight cinnamon or it's a black pastel. Now I've produced cinnamon before and it looks slightly different to what I've produced before, but very, very similar, and they are very similar in appearance, but if it's not a cinnamon, it is a black pastel, nothing more, nothing less. The lighting's really bad in here, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but he's doing really well, and his clutch mate that also survived is this little beauty here. Really stunning, and that is a fire. So we could have had a dual side clutch in this one. You can see sort of colour difference. Yeah, that is a fire, so that could have come from the banana fire bee, obviously, and this one could either come from the same pairing but just take mum's genes in the cinnamon, or this could have come from the black pastel coral glow vanilla and be a black pastel. I'm pretty sure it could be a cinnamon, but I'm not 100%, so I'll have to wait and see to get some feedback for some friends. This is what I'm saying, guys. If you haven't worked with genes before and they're very similar to another gene, it's very easy to get the 2 confused, even for a season-old pro like myself. It's very I wouldn't want to offer this for sale as a cinnamon if it was a black pastel and vice versa. This one, we know what that is, so we can put that to the side, but we'll have to wait and see. It's one or the other. As I say, I've produced cinnamons before and it just looks slightly different to what I've produced before, but who knows. If you think guys, if you can see a clear enough shot of that, and you think that's a cinnamon, let me know. If you think it's a black pastel, let me know. I'm edging on the black pastel, but with that head being so brown, and I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's clutch number 1, guys, or what's left of clutch number 1 after those 2 sadly passed away.
So guys, there we go. That was clutch number 2 and a little update on clutch number 1. All the babies seem to be doing fantastically well, which is, I'm over the moon about. I really am. I've said it time and time again that all I care about is their health, and we've got some babies there that are doing absolutely fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them shed out and take their first meal. I think that's the really next step that I'm really excited about. I do love that transition from using up the yolk, to shedding, to having that first meal. It's such a great transition to see as a breeder. It really puts a smile on my face. So guys, you can probably see we've got a slightly different background because I'm usually facing them that way instead of this way. You can see here is part of my hatchling rack, new hatchling rack, which I don't want to sort of give you a full view on yet because it's not set up perfectly, but there's nowhere in the room I can get with the light in where you couldn't see a tiny bit of it, so ignore that. The new racks I'm getting, there was a delay with the 33 litre rubs, and that's now coming on Friday instead of last weekend, which is a bit of a bummer, but I'll do an update on that next week now, because obviously by the time it comes and work schedule and getting time to do it. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be absolutely awesome. So guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying your season. If you are actually a breeder, or even if you're not a breeder and you just got a few animals, I do hope you're enjoying your season and getting babies and clutches and cutting eggs and seeing those awesome babies pip. It really is what it's all about. I want to thank you all for your support. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Couldn't do it without you, and I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. So guys, until next time, stay safe. Make sure you keep up with your government's social distancing guidelines, and stay safe. And I'll see you on the next one.